Danity Kane. Yeah, she's talking it up now. That after parting ways with Beckler Records and Combs back in 2011, she reached out to Combs on several occasions to work together again. Defense attorney Misty Maris is joining us now from outside the federal courthouse in New York. We're going to pick it up there. Misty, obviously they are back on a Monday. There was a huge week of testimony last week with Cassie Ventura, their star witness, on the stand. How does everyone, especially the jury, marinate on what happened over the weekend, and then what does that mean when they pick it up on a Monday like today?
Yeah, well, Cassie Ventura's testimony was absolutely disturbing, to say the least. And so the jury did have the weekend to think about what she raised on the stand, as well as the defense cross-examination. So diving back into testimony on Monday with corroborating...
Dawn Richards is on the stand for the state, y'all.
We're now testifying about actually being an eyewitness to some of that violence from Combs to Cassie. That is something that prosecutors likely were strategic about, so that you're hearing from corroborating witnesses after digesting and evaluating that very disturbing testimony from last week.
Missy, you got a chance to be in the courtroom today. I wonder what stood out to you most about the testimony that you heard.
So Dawn Richard was the first witness to testify, and I found her to actually have fallen apart a bit on cross-examination. So she did what prosecutors needed her to do. She testified about a very specific incident where she saw Diddy hit Cassie with a skillet. And then after, and this is being most important, the following day, Diddy threatened her. He said something to the effect of, when people talk, they go missing. She perceived this as a threat.
This is what Dawn Richard, formerly of Danity Kane, saying on the stand now, folks.
In line that we heard about in the prosecutor's opening statement and the theme throughout Cassie Ventura's testimony. Now, on cross-examination, though...
This is what she's saying now, folks.
That's right. It came out that that never come out in all of the interviews she did with prosecutors the past 7 times. So why now? The defense was able to capitalize on that. She also has a civil lawsuit that is currently pending, and the defense was able to box her in, but she's looking for financial compensation. So the impeachment testimony that came out on cross, both questioning her remembering of these incidents, as well as showing that she has other motivations for what she might be saying on the stand, was really effective from a defense perspective.
And Missy, I mean, you've tried a lot of cases, and you're able, as a defense attorney, when you're able to do what you just described with the witness's testimony, how far can that go in really trying to neutralize anything they're doing for the prosecution?
So the goal is to impeach the credibility, and one way to do that is to talk about how somebody might be remembering something different today than back when it actually happened. And that the closest that is going to be to the truth, and this is what a defense attorney will say to the jury, is any record of what happened back then, because it's closer in time. You know, now we're talking about conduct that's over a decade old. So the defense was able to talk about an evolving story. Not only that, there were critical facts left out of communications with prosecutors, and also the financial motivation. But to me, where the defense really gained points, they asked, well, when you suppress all of these traumatic events, how do you end up thinking about them again? How do you recall? And they said, from talking to you guys, meaning the government. And so what the defense is going to argue is that the story has been molded. Another thing that came out during the testimony is that actually...
I'm sorry, Hammer Nation. I'm sorry, Hammer Nation. Yeah. I don't think her...
Harry Morgan came off as very, very credible. First, she started by explaining her personal and close relationship with Ventura, dating back to when they lived together in 2004. She said she didn't even want to be here. She's here subject to a subpoena because she had to be. And she did say they had a falling out. This is in 2018 when she alleged that Combs actually attacked her. She never brought a lawsuit related to that. that. But Cassie came not long afterwards, diminished what had happened between the two, and Combs ended up paying her $30,000. So again, that's this idea of keep quiet that's coming back in front of the jury when it comes to Combs and his violent conduct. She also described in detail for us these two incidents. One at Denise Hill's home. The violent incident is disturbing to say the least, but what she said happened after is really important to this aspect of control. She said that Diddy was driving around trying to find them after they fled the house in Hollywood Hills. She also got into that 2016 tape. She said that after that altercation at the Intercontinental, that Diddy actually hit Cassie Venture's home and was hitting her door with a hammer. So this all speaks to that idea of control and coercion. And her testimony
Come on.
has been really, really compelling, and she's coming off as a pretty great witness for the prosecution corroborating Cassie Venture's story.
All right, so much more to come this week, Mr. Maris.
Okay, well, let's see how this goes, folks.
And up next, finger pointing in Louisiana as officials there investigate.
We will see how this goes, folks. I'll come back.